morning, everyone. We want to welcome you to the 12th Annual Asbestos Disease Awareness and Prevention Conference. We are excited. This is probably the most fantastic lineup of speakers we've ever had and that you'll ever hear. Not only, in addition to great speakers, we also have artists like Borel and Earl Daughter, who I don't see. I'm sure Earl's in the audience, an exhibit in the back. So there he is. Good morning, Earl. So we have a spectacular program. I'm going to go through a few moments of introductions and a little housekeeping so we can make sure that we all enjoy this conference as we do. I see a lot of new faces in the audience today, and I just want you to know that we're the Asbestos Disease Awareness Organization. We're built around education, advocacy, and community support. We're a 501c3, and no, we don't make legal referrals. It's time to get social. You'll see Miss Robin up here with a Macintosh computer, so we actually urge you to pull out your phone. I know probably Heather's already doing that now. We're going to get social through the entire day. So just think collectively with the 100 of us here today, if you're all sharing facts and stats and photos, we can raise awareness right from our seats today and use social media like Fernanda loves to do so much. Hashtag ADAO would be great. This is being live streamed, so Mavis and Herman, we're going to kind of give you like a little wave. Hopefully somebody sees Mavis and Herman. We can go forward on that. I'd like to let you know that with regrets, there's a few people that couldn't be here this morning. Jill Cagle, Dr. Lemon, Barbie McQueen, Lou Williams, Christine Winter, and Doug Larkin. But please know that all of these people have worked very hard throughout the entire year. So they're with us in spirit. As Marilyn, Amento, and Barry Castleman and the rest of us, we all gathered in 2005 for our very first conference. It was actually a press conference in Washington, D.C. You can see from the photographs Marilyn's two adorable children and also Emily and others in this photograph. So we came together really not knowing how important these conferences were going to be and how many we would have subsequent to that. Jordan Zevon is going to do a performance for you later on tonight. He's our national spokesperson. And due to time, I'm going to briefly go through the program. Inside, you'll find bios of all of our speakers. There's 122 beautiful pages of honoree tributes, committee lists, who's on our boards. So I'm going to take a moment and not actually read off the names because you can all do that inside, but I'm going to ask everyone on the ADAO Science Advisory Board to please stand so people can see you. Arthur Frank, Barry Castleman, Dr. Oliver, yes, and Roger Flores, I don't know if he's here yet. That's our Science Advisory Board. It's Brad Black. Thank you, Brad. Yes. And Christine, did we recognize you on the Science Advisory Board? It was a quick stand-up. Christine Oliver is sitting at the front table. So with the leadership of our 7 people on the Science Advisory Board, we're able to make sure that our materials are spot on. We also have a Science Advisory Board led by Christine Winter and Brent Kynock, and I'll ask everyone on our Science Advisory Board to please stand up. It's Brent, it's Tom, John, Newquest. Could you all please stand on the ADAO Science Advisory Board? This is a heavy lift for a small nonprofit. We don't hire out to do this conference. It's led by volunteers. And I'd like all of the conference volunteers to please stand up so our folks can see you and thank you with a round of applause. Our conference committee, please stand. So it's all in your book, which is the great part. You don't have to remember or take notes about this. We have 2 amazing keynote speakers, Paul Brodeur, who will dazzle you with the facts and the story that Hollywood couldn't write, and this afternoon at 11:30, and Dr. Eunice Goldberg, who's a personal friend and fabulous, will give our keynote address on Sunday. It takes money. It takes time, leadership, but it does take money. And I want to recognize our sponsors who allow us to put on this conference and ask nothing from us, which is very important. So we obviously have Motley Rice, the Delaware Insulation Asbestos Disease Trust, and Simmons, Hanley, and Conroy as our platinum sponsors who have really stepped up at the highest level. Simon, Greenstone, Panettiere, and Bartlett are our gold sponsors. And our silver sponsor is Early, Lucarelli, Sweeney, and Meisenkoten. Would our sponsors please stand? Thank you, Todd. Thank you. Some of you had a chance to meet the Simmons, Hanley, and Conroy law firm last night at our private speakers dinner, and they hosted it. Thank you so much, Todd. It was terrific. And on Sunday brunch, Motley Rice will hold our brunch, and you'll get to meet more of our sponsors then. Special thanks to the Marconi Agency. They really came together. They ran a PR campaign for Global Asbestos Awareness Week and our conference. They sent out our conference information in 44 different languages to 192 countries. And Zeal TV works tirelessly. They've been up since 6 o'clock, or actually 3 o'clock, working on this. Many of you are coming to our awards dinner tonight at 6:30, and if you didn't get a ticket, you can certainly do that with my daughter Emily or Ellen in the back. We have a brunch tomorrow, which is lovely, from 9:30 to 11:30. Quick notes on housekeeping. There will be Q&A at the end, so we don't do it after each presenter. We'll do a collective one after the session. All of our speakers, please introduce yourself. We don't do actual speaker introductions to save time. When you go to the back to see Earl Daughter's amazing exhibit, if you'll just keep your conversations low, please, because we are taping this entire proceedings. Obviously, phones and the rest, if you'll silence them. Lunch from 12:30 to 1:15 is a great thing, dinner at 6:30. But for our speakers and our honorees and ADAO leadership, I will ask that you go out the back door here, and to make a right turn, we have a photographer, Jay, taking the photographs of all who are speaking today and our honorees. ADAO is putting together a book so we can collectively share who actually was here, what do you do, and why do you do it, which we think the human side of this is monumentally important. Earl Daughter, who was in the back, I'm scanning, there he is. Earl Daughter got up bright and early this morning and set up his spectacular exhibit in the back. It's Badges, a memorial tribute to asbestos workers. Why is this important? This exhibit has gone to AFL-CIO, to Harvard, to NIOSH, and it's on its way to Texas. So we have been able to take the faces. These badges are badges that obviously the workers wore. Not everyone was diagnosed with the disease, but every woman, for instance, in the top corner on the left, wore that badge as they were manufacturing some asbestos-contaminated product. Yes. So when she packed the lunches for her children and she went off to work, do you think she was told that she was working with asbestos? I would bet 99% not. So the faces of our pain are now collected in this amazing exhibit that Earl Daughter has done. And he's added new panels, and there will be signed posters available. But I want to acknowledge in the back of the room the Borel family, and I don't see Paul Brodeur down here yet. Does anyone see Paul Brodeur? Would the Borel family please stand up? Marilyn, Bracy, and Bridget. Thank you. Are going to share Clarence Borel's story and their own. Clarence Borel, you'll hear much more from Paul Brodeur, was a significant case that in the 70s actually opened the doors to allow the rest of us to try to seek compensation, but it's really not about that. It's holding the manufacturers accountable. And through the bravery of this family, it was the first successful case, and you'll hear much more about that. So we are going to have speaker cards, and Megan, you want to stand up and show us a speaker? Here, I've got one here. We ask that you all take a look at your timing, and we ask that you honor your time commitment to us and not go over. To help you do that and make it easy, Sweet Megan in the front row will be holding up these signs. So when you get to 30 seconds, we'll ask that you close your presentation, because the next sign is the next paper is next speaker, and we have to do that. If each person goes over by a minute, we lose 40 minutes, and that means session 4 with Marilyn and others will be unable to finish, which would be a real tragedy. So please honor that. The last bit of housekeeping is about the live streaming and the videos for our speakers. So we'll ask that when you do finish your presentation, obviously that we're ready for the next speaker. Before the next speaker begins, look where Megan is standing. You'll get a cue from the video team with the arm coming down that says it's time to go. They have to basically cut the tape, or I don't know what the formality is they have to log it differently. So give us 6 seconds between speakers. So I hope you're as excited as I am. It's amazing, 12 years. We've had over 300 speakers, and we're the only organization that for the last 12 years has done these educational conferences. So thank you, welcome, and I look forward to meeting each of you and talking to the new people later on today. Thank you.